Hello, welcome in. Happy day 3. We are at the last day already. Can you even believe it? As you come in, whether you're on the replay or whether you're watching this live, just put an emoji in or your name in the comments so I know that you're watching. Hello, hello. Hi, welcome in. I can't believe we're at day 3 already. It's crazy. Time flies. It is already Thursday. And today we're talking about so much good stuff. We're talking about staying present, staying in the now, staying present in our body. What would happen if we start our story from today? Hello, Anna. Hi, Patricia. And how we can start to go even deeper on following the codes that our body gives us. Hi, Sam. Welcome in, everybody. This is going to be a little bit shorter one because we've already gone over so much. So just like the other 2 days, I am going to talk to you guys about all the things that I just mentioned, who we are now in this body, how to go a little bit deeper in translating the energy that moves through us, and also we're going to do a tapping session on staying present and lovingly partnering with our body and what that could possibly feel like. And then I will let you know when I'm going to start talking about Body Codes, the course. I'm excited for those of you who have already signed up for it. I cannot wait for this course to start. That starts May 17th. And I'll tell you more about it at the end. And just like the other 2 days, I'll give you ample notice. So if you're here just for the masterclass, just to get the knowledge from the masterclass, you don't have to stay for the course information if you don't want to. All right, as you guys come in, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. I have found on Facebook Live, I saw this yesterday after I posted, I'm only seeing about 1/3 of your comments. So I see them after, which is fine. I'm going to try and just focus on getting through the material anyway. But as people come in, I'm going to have you just say hi so I can see it as I watch the replay and answer all the comments, okay? So just like the other 2 days, we're going to start by setting the intention, setting the vibrational space here, even though we're virtual. So I'm going to invite you guys just to close your eyes and start to take a long, deep breath in and exhale. Good. And leave your eyes closed for just a moment as we call in all the other beings, whether they're here with us in real time or quantum time or watching on the replay. For a moment, I want you to just envision that we are sitting with just about 107 people, knee to knee, feeling very safe, feeling so connected. Good. Breathing deeply from your belly and exhaling all the way down. Good. Gazing across this big circle, looking around, noticing the faces and the energy of everyone who is in this space. Everyone is here because a certain part of what you read originally piqued your interest and called you into this space. And we are so grateful that you are here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to start with is our body as the coding system. Now, we've talked about this in multiple different layers. You can go back. I'm going to be emailing. Hello, everybody coming in. I'm going to be emailing the recordings of these videos into the email. So some of you, I have emailed you separately because your confirmation is still pending for whatever reason. So check your spam folders for a Design Thoughts email. And if you need the recordings, then reach out to me and let me know. But what I was saying is we have gone over this in a couple of different layers, but I just want to be super clear here that the reason we're talking about body codes, the reason I created this course, the reason I created this masterclass is because I truly, deeply, in all of my being, believe that every single person should have access to this. access to the fact that our body is telling us where to look. A lot of people talk about healing, a lot of people talk about wanting more ease in their life, and a lot of people are not getting there. And this is one tool that can help us get there. And it's a process, just like everything else. But we need to remember, and if you're taking notes, this would be one of the notes to take. We need to remember that our body is translating our emotional codes into a physical code, right? And the reason that happens is because we get emotional codes all the time, over and over and over and over. That comes through as a thought, that comes through as a feeling, that comes through as sometimes even, something that stops us in our tracks, an intuitive knowing, an authentic knowing, a deep knowing, and we feel it in our bones, and yet we still don't pay attention. And we all do this. There's not one of us that is like, oh, it's so sad that they don't do that. No. Every single one of us do this. There's no exceptions here. We've done this at some level or another. And so what our body does is, I believe, co-creates with Source that says, oh my gosh, we have shown them so many times. This feeling is coming around. These emotions are coming around over and over and over, most of the time rooted in some sort of trauma. And we don't pay attention. So what happens? Our energy system and our body start to work together. They start to partner. Energy and body are already partnered, right? So energy and body start to partner. Energy, emotion, we're not paying attention to it, not paying attention to it. Body says, oh, okay, we're to the point where I have to show up. Okay, I have a real loud voice, body says, so I'll do this. And all of a sudden, we start to physically feel anxiety. We start to physically feel a shutdown of our nervous system. We start to physically feel shortness of breath or lower back pain or neck pain or jaw pain or shoulder pain, the things that we've been talking about, or IT pain, right? Our body starts to scream it louder, so we will pay attention. It's really this intricate system that has been figured out that when our body starts to speak, then we're like, ooh, oh, that's not comfortable. When our emotions speak, we're like, oh yeah, I'm not looking there, that's uncomfortable. Moving on, right? But our body physically slows us down. So the coding system that I'm teaching, that I'm talking to you about, is super intricate, but it's also very simple at the same time. We don't pay attention to the emotional code. The emotional code turns into a physical body code, and we're made to pay attention. And then we know what happens if we don't fully pay attention to the physical body code. It turns into illness, right? A bigger voice. So just so you understand the way that this rolls out, because our vibrational body is so profound, and I know that's dramatic because I love drama, but it's really the truth. It's a miracle. It's so profound. We have everything we need to know when it gets to our body, to our physical body, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, I want to start to talk about what it could feel like, and those of you who are my clients, we've talked about this in sessions before, but what it could feel like if we were to start from today, from right now, scanning your body, scanning your emotions. Think about how you feel today. What is something that you're feeling today? See if you can feel that without any story around it. As soon as the story around it comes in, the why comes in, I want you to stop it. I want you to keep it in the present. So I'm going to give an example of myself because it's just the easiest if I use my example. Today I woke up with a headache. I woke up with such a headache. And without the whole story around it, story would sound like this. Story would sound like, oh my gosh, I didn't drink enough water. I stayed up too late last night. Allergies are so bad. The trees, there's so much pollen. That's story, right? And although it's true, it's still the story. So instead, noticing like, okay, I have a headache. How is that making me feel? I'm so frustrated by that. I feel super frustrated that I have a headache. Why do I feel frustrated? Because I want clear thoughts. Okay, clear thoughts. My goal right now is clear thoughts, and something is stepping in to disrupt that, right? So going from that space and being able to start to clear that, clearing the frustration. I'm frustrated because I have pain in my head. Notice how I'm not going outside of that. We can go all the way back to, this is just another level or another layer to what we talked about the last 2 days, of course, bringing it more present. Sometimes we have to uncover the roots, right? We have to uncover, like I gave the example of my lower back pain, that's connected to the masculine energy deficiency, connected to father, connected to not feeling supported. That gives me a root system. But once I get the root system, I can start to heal that on multiple levels and notice that if I wake up this morning with a lower back pain, I don't have to go into all the story that goes along with it. I can keep it present. I can stay present and say, right now in this moment, I have lower back pain, and that makes me feel like I'm not free. I don't feel free right now. Is this making sense to you guys? If you get a chance, put in the comments, even though I may not see it right now, what you're feeling today. Just like every day, just check in quick. What are you feeling today? Is there anything in your body or your emotions that you're feeling that feels anything other than flow? If there's anything in your body that feels anything other than alignment and flow, put that in the comments. Samantha, yes, good. So another thing that I want to talk about just briefly is that there's nothing wrong with you. And I don't mean that like something's hurt and you don't get attention. That's not what I mean. I mean, it is our human experience to ebb and flow. It's our human experience to feel pain every once in a while, to notice it. The superpower is that we can clear it, right? So I know that this is, obviously the whole point of this is to teach you how to read the codes of your body and move through it with EFT. And remember, just side note, EFT is one tool to do this. There's breath work, there's embodiment, there's movement, there's yoga, there's acupuncture, there's Reiki. There's so many ways to read our body codes. I just happen to be one of the experts in EFT. And I know that once you learn EFT, this is something that you can call on yourself. You don't need a practitioner to lead you through tapping. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because it doesn't leave out any demographic. Tapping does not leave out any demographic. If you learn it, you can use it. You don't have to be with a practitioner. That's the beauty of it. Sinking feeling in your stomach. Your left ear is aching. Somebody else had a left ear ache. That's so interesting. Anxiety, head, neck tension. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to use some of this. Hi, Jody. I'm going to use some of this that you guys are putting in just as an example, right? So instead of going into all of the stories around why you might have a sinking feeling in your stomach, you probably know why, but sometimes we know this with anxiety. Sometimes we don't know why. Most of the time, that's why we feel anxious, because we can't quite pinpoint what it is. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we're like, oh, I have to teach this class or I have to do this thing, and I feel anxious. But let's just take anxiety because, oh, Patricia, yes, it was you, your left ear. That's so wild. Let's just take anxiety because we all know what that feels like. We all know what anxiety feels like. So if you can look at just right now, put your hand in your belly, on your belly. In your belly would be wild, but put your hand on your belly. Take a long, deep breath in and breathe. Good. And really call out whatever your ailment is right now. We're using anxiety as the general, but if you want to touch your left ear, if that's what it is, touch your left ear. If it's your shoulders, put your hand on your shoulders. And just speak what it is. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling this sinking feeling in my stomach right now. It feels like dread. This sinking feeling in my stomach feels like I'm preparing for something, or I have to be ready for something. In this moment, that's not true. Do I have everything I need in this moment? Yes. What am I feeling? Just that sinking feeling in the stomach. Bring yourself back to the present, because when we get too far out, then we're starting to wonder and worry about what we're trying to prepare for, okay? And then you can get just a little bit more information and you would start to tap from there. Even though I have this sinking feeling in my stomach, it's okay if I just sit here with this. I don't have to create a story. This sinking feeling in my stomach. Why am I putting this sinking feeling in my stomach? Okay, you can tap through that. Let's jump to left ear real quick just so you get a feeling about it, since there's 2 of you with left ear pain. One thing that I want to ask you is just briefly, just so you can check to see what your physical body is telling you, think real quick, and don't spend tons of time here, is there something that you're worried about hearing? Is there something that you're nervous about hearing? Yes or no? The answer doesn't matter too much, actually. It's the question of it. Wondering if there's something that I'm worried about hearing. Okay, no. Feeling your left ear. Being able to say, okay, how does this feel? Gosh, that's uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. It makes me want to sort of shrivel up, right? It makes me want to go inward. Ear pain makes me want to sort of like plug it. I don't want to hear from that ear. What is it that you don't want to hear? I don't want to hear out of that ear right now because it's sore. You would jump into a tapping session in the present. Man, I have all this left ear pain. It's so frustrating. I can even feel it down my neck. What is this right now? Noticing this discomfort. Is there anything that I don't want to hear? Am I worried about hearing something? All this left ear pain. Okay, breathing in. So you might want to write this down too. One of the ways that you can move yourself through a session on your own is to ask what the code is telling you, right? Number one is, what does it feel like? What's the physical pain or emotional pain? What's the issue? What does it feel like? Number 2, what is it trying to tell me? And you may or may not know this, but what you've learned over the last 2 days is you tap it anyway. What is this trying to tell me? I'm not really sure. I can't pinpoint it. This is frustrating that I can't pinpoint it, right? So what is the pain or the issue? What is it trying to tell you? And then how do you want to feel? How do you feel and how do you want to feel? What is the issue? What is it trying to tell you? How are you feeling? And how do you want to feel? That's a very general blueprint that you can follow. So it would sound sort of like this. Man, my left ear is hurting so bad and I'm not really sure why, but it feels really frustrating. I can even feel it in my neck. This is fast, of course. I'm ready to release this, but why is this happening? I can't tell what it's trying to tell me, and that's frustrating. All this frustration, I'm not sure what it's saying. Is there something that I don't want to hear? I know how I want to feel. I want this pain to go away. I want to feel free of pain. I want to feel free of worry, letting go of all this worry. Okay? So we sometimes try to make this harder than it needs to be to bring ourselves to present. Do you guys have any questions that's coming up? I want to make sure that I get to them if I can, okay? Hopefully this is making sense to you. Okay, so I mentioned this yesterday, and I think it was Patricia that I was talking with. One of the most beautiful things about physical pain and using tapping to move through physical pain, Tamara says, question, what is the significance of the left side versus the right side? I don't actually know. I'm not sure what that is. You can definitely research that and see what that is. That would definitely be a great place to look for sure, to get just a little bit more information. But what I have found normally is, yes, there's a whole general sort of energetic, and I totally believe in this. It goes back to the meridian system. I don't know. That's not a tapping point, so I'm not sure what part of the energy system it's connected to. But find that out and see. You can follow it down, right? Follow it down and see what information. That's a great question. And you can do that with every part of your body. Every single part of your body is connected somewhere else. That's the intricacy and the beauty of it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. That's the beauty of it. It's so pretty, but it really is. If you guys have seen a picture, I'll find one and I'll post it. A picture of the meridian system. It is wild. It's like, it literally is like a super highway. Okay. So what I was saying is, one of the beauties about tapping is that when you can pinpoint the code, the pain code that we're speaking or that you're feeling, remembering that emotions, if we don't pay attention, turn to physical pain. If we don't pay attention, can turn to severe illness, truly, dis-ease, as we've all heard. But when we start to tap in and tune into it, we can start to move it. So Patricia, I'm going to use you as an example because I'm sure that you're okay with it. Patricia's pain started in her neck. And then we did some tapping and we moved some trauma, and it moved to her ear. And I told her this then, and I am such an advocate for this. If you can move the pain from one place to another, it is such a beautiful sign, because that means you can move it out of your body. If you move it even just a little bit, your body is saying, I can move this out. You might have to get a little bit more information about it, but it just proved to you that it can move, which means you can move it out of your system, which is such a great feeling. Like, okay, yep, a little bit more discomfort. I can get more data here, and then I can move it out. Okay. So that's the next thing, making sure that you remember that if you can move it, you can move it out, because we're not meant to hold on to it. Okay. So we are going to move into our tapping session, and we're going to tap through the new feeling that you want, and really getting to the place of present moment story, not belief system, not what story led you to this point, but right here, right now. One of the ways to reset our body codes is to release the attachment to all the stories that come with it. And remember, we go so much deeper into this into the masterclass. This is just a tiny portion. This is a snapshot of what present moment tapping is for, because of time restraint, of course. But it is such a beautiful thing to set the intention and to start from here. This is how you reset your body code system. So we're going to talk about that. One way to start this is to start to look at what your body is showing you about your vibrational experience. You can ask the question, what vibrational experience am I having right now? And the answer is how your body feels. So if, like this morning, I had a headache, I had such a bad headache, my vibrational story was that day one of my cycle, you can always count on that vibrationally, headache, right? But vibrationally, that also was, I needed more rest. The vibration was, I don't have what I need. Okay? So you can always get the answer to the question, what is my vibrational experience right now? Because your body tells you. Okay? All right. So jumping into the actual EFT session. Any more questions? Thank you guys for being here live. And for those of you on the replay, please still ask your questions too, because I go back through and answer them all. Okay, so into our EFT session on the new feeling, the way that you want to feel, staying present, and what it could feel like to lovingly partner with your body. One of my intentions for you guys is after this 3 days is that you feel a little bit more deeply connected to your body, or at least have the feeling that you could be. Right? That's why we talk about these things. That's why I teach these things. So you know that you have such a beautiful tool here to move through more healing. Okay? So we're going to get ready. So go ahead, and if you can for a moment, plant your feet on the ground. Take a long, deep breath in and exhale. Good. And our setup statement today is going to be, even though in the past I've had all these stories about my pain, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay? And we're going to go from there. So go ahead and start tapping on the side of hand point and repeat after me. Even though in the past I have carried all these stories about my pain, emotional and physical, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. 2 more times. Even though in the past I've had so many stories that go along with my experiences that have created emotional and physical change and so much pain, but I'm ready to release that now. Good. 1 more time. In the past, I've had so many stories connected to my pain and my emotional discomfort. I'm ready to take a different look and gain a new perspective. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. Take a long, deep breath in and release. Okay, so our most pressing issue is going to be allowing myself to get present, all this allowing. Okay, so go ahead and start here at the inside of your eyebrow and repeat after me. I'm allowing myself to get present in the now. All this allowing. It's safe for me to allow. It's safe for me to have a new perspective. All this allowing. Collarbones, all this allowing. Under your arm. I'm ready to allow movement into the present. Good. Top of your head. All this allowing. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Good. And make sure that you're commenting with anything that pops up for you. And if I see your comment, I'll try and bring it in, okay? Let me know how it feels to you when you even speak that it's okay to allow. Sometimes there's like a stop there. There's a block that comes in there. So we're going to go a little bit deeper as we do. So go ahead and repeat after me. For so long, I've had this story that I'm separate from my body. Sometimes I haven't paid attention to what it's trying to tell me. Or I have paid attention, but I'm too scared to take care of it. What if I hear something terrible? What if I hear something that really is scary? Go ahead and keep going. I don't want to be scared about my body. I want to partner with my body. I want my body to know that I won't abandon it. I'm not going to abandon my body anymore. I'm ready to partner with my body. And I know this is going to take work. I may have a story that says, I'm not good at relationships, but I get to try again. And this relationship is the most important. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to support my body. I'm ready to be in such partnership with my body that as many times as I can, I catch the codes at the emotions. And when I can't catch the emotional codes, I feel safe listening to my body codes. It is safe to decode what my body is telling me. Discomfort is okay. Healing discomfort leads to freedom. Emotional, physical, and mental freedom. I have what I need right now. I'm listening closer. Good. Take a long, deep breath in and release. Good. And without thinking too hard, I want you to answer the question and put it in the comments if you can. What does your body need right now? My body needs what? My body wants me to know what? Put it in the comments. Right now, when I just said that out loud, my body needs more water. I'm like, I am drinking water, body, but I hear you. I hear you and I'm going to listen. Okay, put that in the comments. This is so supportive as I am in PT for my knee, pushing through discomfort to heal. Yes, healing. Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, we're going to do just a little bit more. I'm going to add your words in, Anna, to the feeling of support, so supportive. I love that. So go ahead and start here. Rest. Yeah. Okay. Even in this moment, as I listen to my body, it's telling me that I need more rest and healthier food. My body needs me to stay diligent and hydrated. And this doesn't feel like a chore. It feels so supportive. As I pour into my body all the things that it needs, I attune to so much gratitude as I fuel my body and listen to its needs. It allows me to have the life that I want. Pain-free. So much freedom. Free to make choices in whatever way that I want my body to move and feel. I love this partnership. Good. Take a long, deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Good job, guys. How does that feel for you? One of the things that we talk about in the course briefly is also about intimacy. I'm not going to get into it here because it's very layered and it can be very detailed. But one thing to look at too is how our bodies want pleasure. Right? It's one of the things that we can feed our emotional body is receiving pleasure. And remember that there's a lot more to that than just sex, right? Pleasure can be tasting something that is so beautiful, not having tons of it, but tasting something, listening to something. I always tell people when we're talking about sacral work, sacral chakra, womb healing even, that yes, the sacral chakra is connected to feminine, of course, and the womb space, and sensuality and sexuality. And yes, sensuality sometimes is a descriptive of sexuality as well. It's an ingredient to it. But sensuality also encompasses our senses. So if your body is feeling like it needs some pleasure, and intimacy with another person might not be where you're at, feed your senses. Smell something that is so divine. Listen to a song that makes you cry or want to dance. Taste something that is absolutely delightful. Feel something that's just like, oh gosh, right? So soft, or maybe so cool, or maybe so warm if you're feeling cold. So there are little shortcuts everywhere to feed our body. Do you guys have any questions about this? Any questions at all? Okay, well, thank you all so much for being here. I'm excited for those of you who have already signed up. Remember that I'm going to move into talking about the course now. So those of you who were here just for the masterclass, I am so grateful to you. I hope that you're taking with you a sense of autonomy over this, that you can use tapping to move through and to communicate with your body and to listen to your body so you can have more ease and freedom. That is the whole point. I am always here to answer questions. You can also contact me on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time, social media wise, at Design Thoughts Studio. I'm always available there. Or DM me here. This group is going to be open for 30 days. It's set up to pause after 30 days. And the course is going to start May 17th. So let's talk about that for just a second. The Body Codes course that I created is 3 weeks. It's a go at your own pace, but there's going to be 3 live Zoom calls so I can lead you through actual tapping sessions as well. In every single module, there are multiple videos for you to tap along with teachings similar to each day here. Written PDF and video in each module. And we move through so much more intricacy with each subject. I'm going to be posting a video a little bit later of the sales page, but I also want you guys to click on the link to just look at the sales page. Look at all of the offerings and everything that you're going to move through in Body Codes. I'm so excited for you to do it. So pricing is just for this group, just for this Facebook group. I've created a 3-payment plan if that works best for you financially. 3 payments of $185, and that starts from the day you sign up is the first payment, and then for 2 months after that. So if you sign up in April, Actually, it's only until May 1st, so it has to be in April. So your first payment will be when you sign up. Second payment will be in May, a month later, and then the third one will be in June. You can decide how you want to do that. We have a one-time payment for $555, and when you sign up with the one-time payment until May 1st, you also get Tapping Through Sugar Addiction, which is such a good tap along if you are someone who is addicted to sugar. Me. That's why I created it years ago, and now I have an updated version of it. And then after May 1st, the price jumps up to $777. So if you're feeling called to this, I really, really deeply want you to get in before May 1st because the price jumps up a lot. But also look and see what's offered there. I've mentioned this all 3 days and I'm so excited about this piece. But in the first module, we talk about our ancestors and how our lineage also talks to our body codes. We bring codes with us through multiple different people in our lives. You can see this even play out, historically with addiction and chemical imbalances, but there's so many other, there's also emotional and loss and grieving, so many different ways that the codes from our ancestors play out in our own body codes. And so many of us are healing those body codes this time around. And so we're going to talk about that, dive into it. It is so fascinating and I want you guys all to learn it. And then the second module dives into what day 2 was yesterday, just talking about how to read your body codes and how to move through it, and talking about trauma and then the physical layers of weight and emotional protection. Again, this is not a weight loss course, but weight is one ingredient to it. And then we also talk about illness and how to move through that. And then the third module is all about present time, creating the story. What do you want right now? How can you open up your code system to replay freedom and energy and all the things that we want every single day? And there's also a couple of rituals in there for magnetism, physical magnetism, and how to magnetize in the things that you want. Aside from all of that, there's also a library that's full of 25 or more tapping scripts. And it's for everything. One of the things that people ask for the most from me is tapping scripts because people don't know what to say. So these are written PDF tapping scripts, a library full of them for everything from anxiety to gut health, to immunity disorders, to grieving, to anything you can think of. Anything you can think of is in there. And then there's also a video library of tap along videos that you can just push play and tap along with me like we do here. And I lead you through. And then I also have in that library, the resource library, guided meditations for mindset work. So you can get to a place of receiving. It's so, so, so exciting. I can't wait for more of you to sign up. And all along the way, if you have any questions, of course, just reach out to me. And I just appreciate you guys for being here for these 3 days. And I can't wait to see more of you in the course. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.